So, final video of the week. What could I possibly talk about? I mean, we could talk about the fact that in Brecon, where an MP was originally deselected, then re-ran for his seat as a Conservative, has now lost his seat to the Liberal Democrats, who hail this as some kind of massive victory for Remain. My hesitation on the word Remain will stand. I don't think it was so much that, Joe Swinson. I'm pretty sure it was entirely because they just wanted to get rid of the Conservatives, who you only just beat, with a record high turnout of 60%, which is, under the circumstances, quite impressive actually. Moving on though, I want to talk about Jean-François, one of the Tory MPs involved with the European Research Group, or the ERG, made up of 28 Tory MPs and a bunch of others, who've held out against Theresa May's deal, rightly so, but have now made it very clear that they will block any Brexit deal, even without the backstop. Isn't it nice to know that all the MPs involved, all those MPs who are trying to stop us from leaving, are in a nice little group so we can point at them and know who we're deselecting, who we are not voting for, who is going to be losing their seat for being an absolute traitor to the democratic will of the whole United Kingdom, under the guise of then shifting the goalpost to say, yes, but I'm representing my constituency. No. You have never done something in your constituency's interests. You've entirely done it in the national interest, through your own skewed perspective of not respecting the decision they had made. At a recent meeting with the ERG, Boris had said that the current withdrawal agreement in its entirety was effectively dead. He firmly believes that you cannot revive this deal because, even if you took the backstop out, there are still far too many things wrong with it, which is actually the reason why these guys still won't back a deal. Jean-François has said that any attempt to bring back the deal, or the withdrawal bill, would lead to a substantial parliamentary wrangling, with people like Dominic Grieve and Oliver Letwin tabling what many would consider to be wrecking amendments. Whether they get selected is a different thing entirely, of course. Considering Boris Johnson now only has a majority of one, with a number of MPs outright saying they would leave and join the Liberal Democrats just to mess with him, I think it's time we have a general election. Because that's what we should do in the run-up to October 31st. Waste even more time on people who aren't getting their own way, getting pouty, taking their loyalty, and turning tail. How incredibly mature of you. With the very limited time we have left, Boris wants to get a fresh withdrawal deal minus the backstop. The EU has said that they will not do a deal that removes the backstop, as it is a, quote, insurance mechanism to maintain current customs arrangements, and therefore avoid the hard border, one that only they would create and impose. Now, despite maintaining that he wants a deal, Johnson has added an additional $2.1 billion to, I believe, what was originally $4.2 billion for no-deal Brexit preparations, and has ordered officials to look at things like stockpiling medicine, hiring border staff, and launching a public information campaign worth £138 million, which I think is actually quite important, making sure the wider public understand no deal does not mean, oh my god, we're going to die when somebody think of the children. No, it means things might get tricky in the event that we are unable to secure trade deals, which has also been escalated. We know this from Boris Johnson's maiden speech. There is a campaign group called Stand Up for Brexit. It has the signatures of 46 Conservative MPs on a statement that calls on the Prime Minister to commit to leaving the EU on the 31st of October and abandon Theresa May's withdrawal agreement as dead. In that statement, a number of Conservatives have hardened their position against the withdrawal agreement since reluctantly voting for it in March. People who have signed it would include Patel, Mogg and Esther McVey, all of whom are senior ministers in Johnson's government. Chances are he has read that and agreed to it, to an extent. I don't think he's going to push for an extension, because that is unreasonable to continue torturing the British people for this long. You were, the Conservatives, given a mandate, twice. Once in the form of leave, and the next when you won the 2017 general election with a minority government. One can hope that you honour this. I don't particularly care if MPs want to repeatedly vote down whatever is brought forward. I really don't, because as far as I am concerned, if we leave with no deal, the EU comes to us. The budget deficit on them, people seem to forget about. It would hurt them far too much to not do a deal with us. And they're now trying to play hardball. Well, let's see who blinks first. I firmly believe it will be them.